So people have been asking me for a little while to do more videos on grappling and wrestling for the sport of Boo-Hurt Armored Combat. And I've been a little bit hesitant to do those because when I think of the things that I'm good at teaching or I feel comfortable teaching or confident in, grappling isn't one of them. I don't have any belts in any other form of grappling. I have experience, outside of Boo-Hurt doing some other grappling stuff anecdotally throughout the years. But I've never really trained specifically in a sport outside of it. I don't do judo or jujitsu. I haven't done that extra. All of my grappling has been in the years that I've been doing this. And frankly, it's something I have a harder time teaching. I think I'm an adequate to good grappler. It's something that I work on, but I'm not an expert in it. So I've been really hesitant to do videos on that. However, part of this channel is helping people understand the fundamentals of the sport, and if you can't wrestle and grapple, you're going to have a really hard time in this sport, any kind of pro fight, night fight, or melee. So with that said, I'm going to start doing a few more videos with some basic grappling. Please, if you have a school near you, a teacher, if you have a judo school, there's other ways of getting this stuff as well that can be translated to Boo-Hurt. But I do want to share some of the stuff that I know. We're going to start today with concepts as opposed to specific move. We're going to talk about the concept of what I call push-pull. Before we get to the video, I want to talk about today's sponsor and a giveaway I'm going to be doing on this channel. Today's sponsor, as you can see, is Kobold Press. Kobold Press makes amazing game books, guides, and a standalone game for tabletop role-playing games. So you have books like this, which is Tome of Beasts 1. I have Tome of Beasts 2 as well, and this is 5e compatible, so if you play Dungeons & Dragons, it just gives you a bunch of extra monsters and beasts that you can add to your game to add to flavor and to make it a little more interesting and be a little more unique. They also have games like this, Tales of the Valiant, which is its own standalone game, similar to Dungeons & Dragons, but its own rule set, a little bit different. I really like this, and I think that you should too. Definitely check out Kobold Press. I'm going to give away, we're going to be giving away one book here on my channel coming up pretty soon. So if you like and comment on this video, so you're going to see a like and a comment, I'm going to give away a gift to one person, randomly drawn. I'm going to do this for 4 videos, so after the 4th video, I'm going to do that and pull one and give it away, because they have a bunch of really cool stuff. This is just a little bit of it, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of the things that they offer. Different books, pocket-sized books, big books, monster, magic, pretty much everything you can imagine they offer for your gaming needs. I'm very happy to be sponsored by Kobold Press, so please like, subscribe, follow, and have a chance to win something really cool. I do want to apologize for the audio quality on this video. I recorded this while training at my school at the Knights Hall. We had a big fan going in the background because it was like 95 degrees in there. So I'm going to up the volume as I can. Hopefully it's something you'll still find beneficial, and I'll work to make sure in future training classes, if I record at my school, I have better audio set up so it's a little bit easier to hear. Alright, so today's video I want to talk a little bit about one of the most basic wrestling concepts. I think if you understand this concept, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to execute on a whole bunch of throws. So this is not about a specific throw, specific move, but it's this idea that I want everyone to practice. One of the things that I really think differentiates higher level grapplers from kind of intermediate, lower level grapplers. And really what this is, and I call it push-pull. It's got a bunch of different names depending on which kind of martial art you use. I just think that this kind of sticks in my head, helps me remember when I'm actually wrestling, right? So what happens pretty regularly is, you get into a clinch with somebody and you're wrestling, and the newer grappler will just kind of pull, and they want to get this head down, they just kind of pull. Now we're fighting force against force, right? Now, I have my whole body weight here against his neck muscles. I may win this, but I'm using a lot of energy to be able to take him and move him in that direction, right? Where if I can use his momentum against him, if I can push, pull, and change directions, I now have the ability to basically get him where I want with using very little of my own force and energy. What I mean by that is if I'm pulling him this way, I'm going to simply push back this way. His natural inclination is to fight back. So as he starts to fight back, I just pull him down. Right, so what this looks like live in action, so fight me feel, I'm just going to pull. Right? So I'm literally pulling down, he's just fighting, right? If I simply go like this, it's there. It's a simple change push-pull. Or pull-push, right? What this does is you're basically, anytime you do a throw, you want to go in the opposite direction. It's easiest to kind of show with the tie clinch because you can see that momentum change. But it works with any throw. If I want to throw a side sweep, it's a side, a leg sweep. If I want to sweep him this way, if I just pull him and try to kick his leg, he's not going anywhere. If I change his direction here, and he's going to naturally start to move this way, and now I'm taking that leg, and then I have the sweep. Every single throw we do should have a change of momentum. I want to use his force against it. The example I use on this is I grab someone's arm, and I start pulling this way, right? He's going to fight back, he's going to pull back. We're now pulling strength against strength, right? Now, maybe I'm stronger, maybe he's stronger, but now we're just using muscles and using a lot of energy. If in that pull, I simply push this way, and then pull back. As soon as I start to push a little this way, his natural inclination is to go the opposite direction in defense. I pull here and pull back, right? If you really want a really good example of this, the first season of Squid Games, where they do the tug of war, that's how they win. They're doing a tug of war, they're pulling, and the other team realizes that the other team's stronger, they're gonna die, that's the way Squid Games works. But what they do is instead of pulling, they run forward 3 steps. The other team naturally starts to fall, lose momentum, go the wrong direction, and they go that way, and the team goes with them. Every wrestling move is essentially that movement in Squid Games. We talked about like an Ushimana, or I go shoot, whichever way you want to throw it. So if I get underneath here and I want to get kind of shoulder control, if I try to just Ushimana and try to throw him here, I can just pull him. I'm fighting my hamstring and the back of my knee against his whole base and core. If I point to the sky, I'm breaking his structure. I'm now going up to then go down. It's changing that momentum. So if you can get that in your head when you're training, the way you do that, you're going to be you're a pal for a moment. You're not a real human being, right? If I'm doing sword work with my pal and I want to do throws, I don't go in and go, okay, here it is. Okay, you've got to do the same throw over and over again. Because I'm not working. I want to come in, even with my pedal, pull down, pull momentum, change direction. If you can get in the habit of every one of your throws working on some direction change, push, pull, push, anything like that, it's going to allow you to ingrain that. If you can ingrain that skill into every throw you do, it's going to make things a lot easier. I can't think of a good throw that I'm aware of that doesn't have that momentum change as an advantage. You can certainly do it by force and strength to overpower people. It's exhausting. I'd rather make my life easier. I think you'd rather make your life easier. And you can do that by, again, when you're wrestling, don't just tug one direction, change direction on people, and it gets you the control that you want. I'm the Woodchuck Knight. Like, subscribe, follow, all that wonderful stuff. Thanks for watching.